Huncho form, got your bitch on porn, smash, with two forms.
Yo, what's up, people? It's your buddy Huncho Foreign here, early in the morning, making another video for you guys. This one isn't going to be about learning English. This is going to be about going to America through Fiance visa, basically. First, I want to say the reason I'm making this video. The reason I'm making this video is because there have been too many times, and it's always beautiful girls, there have been too many times that I have met a pretty girl, and we start talking, and she'll say things like, yeah, I have a backup plan in life. I'm like, what's your backup plan? She's like, yeah, this guy I talked to on the internet, he's going to invite me to America, and I'm going to live with him. I'm like, oh, really? Okay, so how is he going to invite you? What visa? A marriage visa. We're going to get married. I'm like, really? When? I don't know. He said, when I get there, we'll wait a while, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, then we'll get married. I'm like, oh, wow, that's interesting. And sometimes it's even worse. I can say, hey, what do you want to do in life? She goes, oh, yeah, this guy from Tinder, wants to invite me to America, and I'd love to go. And I'm like, what visa? She's like, I don't know. He's American. He can just invite me. And I'm like, let me explain some things to you. And and my favorite. I would say things like here in Novosibirsk, I would say things like, I have some American friends here, because I do. So my American friends here are Tim, Eddie, Jason. I don't know who else is still here that's American though. But those are my 3 American friends that I know of. And I would say something like, there's not many Americans here in Novosibirsk. Oh yeah, there's a lot of Americans in my university. I'm like, no, there's not. She's like, yes, there is. I see black people all the time. I'm like, as being the only black American in this whole entire city who lives here, that's not true. Okay, black Americans don't come to Novosibirsk. That's what makes me so weird and strange. Because in order to be an American of any kind, white, black, Asian, of any kind, you need this. That's what makes you American, not your skin color. Stop it. That shit drives me crazy. That's not true. So let me go over the basics for anyone who wants to get invited to America by way of fiance visa and get married and maybe have a life in America. These are the basic rules. And this is why most of those guys are lying to you. They're just playing with you. And you're wasting your time. And I'm going to write it over here in these little bars so you guys can understand it. First one is they must be a U.S. citizen. Not a resident, not a visitor, someone who's been there. They have to be a U.S. citizen, which means they have one of these. What are these? This is an American passport. Or they just need citizenship. They don't actually need the passport, but they need citizenship. This shows I have citizenship. Do you understand? They need to have that. They can't be, yeah, this guy from Italy is going to invite me to America. I'm like, are you hearing yourself? Like, who's making up these rules? Who's teaching you this? You know, it has to be an American citizen. That's number one. If the person's not an American citizen, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, okay? And unfortunately, here in Russia, there's not many U.S. citizens at all. I had, in Novosibirsk, I actually had one black American come visit me. His name was Bruce. He was a cool guy. He came here to live, but after 3 weeks, he went back home. He was like, fuck that, I can't do it. There's a girl, Victoria. She has a white Russian boyfriend named Fedor. She's a black girl who came here because of my videos. A lot of Americans have, not just Americans at all, a lot of Westerners, like from America, Europe, Canada, have come to Russia because of my videos. Victoria is one of them. She's a popular YouTube girl. Her boyfriend's name is Fedor. I met her in a mall. The mall's called Aura. And I saw her, she goes, oh my God, you're Filoshko. I came to Russia because of your videos. At first I was scared, but then I saw you having so much fun, so I decided to come. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Her boyfriend was like, nah. Nah, Fedor speaks good English, but whatever. They have to be a U.S. citizen. That's number one. Number two, you have to get married within 90 days of your arrival to America. You have to plan on getting married within 90 days of your arrival to America. So let's say if you arrive there January 1st, you got to get married, all right, February, March. You got to get married before April. You understand? So he can't invite you there to hang out for some time and he's just waiting. Oh, I don't know if I want to get married. No. You have to get married within 90 days. You have only 3 months. Only 3 months from after he invites you. Okay? So I don't think I need to explain that one very much. Next one. This is the one that kills me. This is the one that kills me that a lot of girls just don't know and they don't understand. You cannot get invited on a fiance visa to America if you never met the person in real life. If you've never hugged this person, you never shook this person's hand, it doesn't work from the internet. Those days are over. If they ever were, I don't know. But those days are over. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that anymore. Or ever did, I don't know. You have to have seen the person, hugged the person, touched the person. You have to have videos and pictures together, or just pictures, whatever. You have to have met. You know what I mean? It won't work if you've never met the person. So, God, and this is like basic knowledge. Like most Americans know this. But a lot of Russian people don't, and girls believe these crazy things and probably sending guys naked pictures of themselves because they think they're going to get invited to America. No, you have to have met the person. Now, you don't have to invite the person to Russia or invite them to Ukraine if you don't want to. You can meet somewhere else. You can meet, like, for example, Americans and Russians can go to South Korea. You know what I mean? So this summer I brought a girl and our friend to South Korea. We were hanging out there for a few weeks, whatever, 2 weeks. But if I didn't know her, if I was in America, she was in Russia, I could have paid for me and her to go to South Korea, and we could have met there. And then after meeting her there, I could have invited her to America to marry me. But there's no reason for me to do anything like that because she lives right here in Novosibirsk, okay? So that's just an example. It doesn't have to be in Russia or where you live. That person, if it's a man, my opinion, if he really loves you, he will pay for a ticket for you and him to meet somewhere else. And then after that, you might be eligible, but there's more. Okay, he has to make a certain amount of money. If he doesn't make a certain amount of money, it's not going to work. And that means he has to do his taxes every year. He can't be some guy sitting at home, living in his mom's house. No, he has to have a job or a business. And if he has a business and it makes good money, that's even better and easier to get invited. But I'll make a separate video about the business visas because I'm a businessman. So I can invite people from Russia to work for me in America. But that's a different video. Yeah, so he has to make a certain amount of money. I searched on a website. I didn't see how much money it is. But in my opinion, from what I remember, I believe it's $40,000 a year or more. Somewhere around there. He has to bring, or she, $40,000 a year or more in order to invite. So they know that person's able to take care of you when you get there. But I think it should be different depending on the state you're in. Because $40,000 a year in New York isn't much. But $40,000 in some other states is a lot. It's a good amount. So it depends on where you are. So I don't know. I think they should look at that again. Whatever. Maybe I'll go to the U.S. Embassy in Russia and be like, hey, I need to change this. I don't know. All right. And last one. There's not that much information on this, but this is usually the case. If the person has been a criminal, a felon, if this person has committed a felony in their life and went to prison, they may not be eligible to invite you. Because a felony is like a really bad crime. Like stabbing someone or stealing like $10,000 or something like that. A felony is a very, very serious crime. If this person has been arrested for a felony, they may not be able to invite you because they're felons and they're not very trusted. It's even hard for felons to find a good job. So if it's a felon, I doubt he's making $40,000 a year anyway. You understand? So quick review. The person has to be a U.S. citizen. Not just someone who looks like it or from another country. U.S. citizen. You have to get married within, or plan on getting married within 90 days of your arrival to America. You have to have met in person. This internet stuff isn't working. If someone's just talking, oh, I love you, Russian girl, I love you on the internet. If they're not paying for tickets for you guys to meet in any way, they're lying to you. I first came to Russia with my ex-girlfriend because I liked her. I met her in New York, and I liked her so much, I came with her to Russia. That's what happens when you really love someone. You do shit like that. I changed my whole life for her. Now I'm just having fun. I'm single. I'm having fun. But when I first came here, I came here with my ex-girlfriend because I liked her a lot. You know, I was like, I'm not scared of Russia. I'll go because I want to be with you. And this is 6 years ago. And Russia was different 6 years ago, dog. It was different. But I didn't give a shit because I liked her. And then income requirements, they got to make good money. And then they can't be a felon. You know, they can't be a felon. So I guess that's really it. I don't know what more to say. I guess what I want to say is just be careful. I mean, the truth is like this. Many of the people who came here, except for Victoria, many of the people who came here to see me in Russia, these Western men, they come here because they like the women. It's like, oh yeah, Filochko, you're cool, Huncho foreign, you're awesome, but the women are beautiful. That's why they come. Most of these guys wouldn't be here if Russian women weren't beautiful. So it's not like it's hard to actually meet a guy who likes you, who has money, and may want to invite you to their country. That's actually easy. But the problem is a lot of these girls, they don't understand the basic rules like I just taught, and they go for like the first thing they find. Like, it's like they're in a rush. Oh, this guy, okay, he's gonna take me to America. This guy, take me to Europe. This guy. And it's like, yo, learn the rules first. Maybe you're not trying to go to America. Maybe you're trying to go to Europe. Learn the rules first. Make sure that person's actually a citizen of one of those European countries. Understand what's happening before you just believe anybody on the internet. It's funny because Google's right there. And every time I heard these girls saying, yeah, he's going to invite, I'm like, did she not fucking Google the rules first? Like, Google's right there. When I was a kid, if we wanted any information, we had to go to the library every time. Do you know how annoying that is? Or we'd have to call the embassy. Do you know how annoying that was? You kids go on the computer and you get all the information you want. Jesus Christ. You could probably find my baby pictures on the internet. You could find anything. You understand? So Google or Yandex, but Google. It's that simple. I guess I'm done. All right. Later.